Well, hi there, everyone. I was just sitting here this morning working on putting my videos together, trying to catch up to where we're at, and enjoying this beautiful weather and fantastic location. Tell you, scenery like this is hard to top anywhere that I've been. So, let me show you again my view out my window here. Okay? So here we are in the Tetons and Boondocking, and this is our view for the next 5 days of beautiful weather. The entire Teton Range. Since our first time here in 2019, this place has become quite popular. People have found out about it. And we had people driving through here looking for a place to camp or pull off and sleep, even up to 11:30 p.m. last night. So, luckily I got here before 9 and got a very good spot because I have a small little van that can get in to all the nooks and crannies. But the view here is fantastic. And the Tetons rising up into the heavens. Absolutely beautiful. The girls and I had gotten there before 9 a.m. and just after most had left to move on through the parks. We got a spot that faced the Teton Range, while other trailers and fifth-wheelers were parking themselves like slices of bread, blocking each other's view but for their own rear window. We spent the next few days here enjoying the spectacular sunsets behind the Teton Range, but when buses and fifth-wheeler and caravans started to crowd us out, we felt the need to move elsewhere. So one morning, I went for a walk up the dirt road to explore other locations. There were several offshoots from the main road, some going into the forests and meadow areas, and some into the fields with views of the mountains. We finally made our move to a spot that was in an open field with a different view of the Tetons and was empty but for 2 tents. Oh, well, the girls and I went on about an hour and a half hike this morning. And we went way up the dirt road from our main campsite to the point where it becomes four-wheel drive and deep ruts. But we are going off the different fingers to the other BLM campground areas, and apparently Kate has seen something out here where we're at now. But we found a really nice place, kind of open meadow with a great view of the Tetons, although we can't see the valley, but we got the Tetons in front of us. It's nice and grassy, but you have to be careful where you park because even though it's a grassy open field, it's rutty. So we found a nice level spot, and there's just us and 2 tents up here, which is a big difference from the crowded scenic plateau we were on that you first come to. So we might be able to stay here a couple of days instead of leaving so early. Stay here at this new location farther up into the hills. So let me show you where we're at. I gotta find out what Kate's seeing. Hopefully it's not a grizzly. Looks like Kate found a group of people out for the ride. I wondered what some of these trails were up here. I didn't read the markers yet. But we're up here in this big field. View of the Tetons. You can hear it really echoes up here. Sara! Sara, come here. Sara! Jeez, I gotta take care of this dog. Okay, I calmed her down. And there goes the trail riders. And there's the Tetons. Yeah, we're a mile, 2 miles or farther up that dirt road higher into the hills. And this is a really nice little secluded campground, open field. This might look like a four-wheel drive trail, but it's not. These are designated horse trails, and motor vehicles of any kind are prohibited on these lands. The campgrounds are well designated, outlined by logs and fences with signs enough that any normally intelligent person can comprehend. So we made camp and embraced the mountains around us. Once comfortable in our spot and our new view of the Tetons, I lowered my side table and got out a bottle of wine from an earlier harvest host stop and drank a toast to the beautiful Rocky Mountains as we witnessed yet another beautiful Teton sunset. The next morning I saw a few people had come in late at night, and as the morning progressed, more and more cars and trailers showed up. Pretty soon the noise of civilization had filled our once quiet mountain field. Seems like you can't escape it nowadays, with less people working or going to school, but with lots of time on their hands to kill. Oh, well, this is my last and 5th day in the Tetons here in the BLM campgrounds. The place is filling up fast no matter where you go. People are driving every conceivable type of car, RV, fifth wheeler, bus up here on the dirt road that if they ever get stuck, they'd have a hell of a time backing up. It'd be like who's gonna blink first kind of thing on the narrow dirt roads. But I'm at a different campsite here, just a little farther higher up the dirt road from where I was, and there's a pinnacle over here that I'm going to hike up to. There are trails all throughout this area for all the horse riders that go on tours of the Tetons, I'm sure. And so it's just connecting on to the right horse path to find your way up to the peak here. So we'll look back at where I came from. You can't quite make out the camping area, but with binoculars from where I was, you could see the peak here. So I'll turn around, and it's way back that way. And we are going up. We're going up to that peak there, okay? And then we're going to see what kind of view we have. So let's hit the trail. Well, here we are at the foot of this outcropping. I don't know if that's just shadow playing tricks on my eyes or if there's a cave up there. Kind of makes me think of those old movies where the wise one goes up into a cave high in the mountains on a plateau from the cave, sits there and contemplates the meaning of life and humanity. So maybe I'll do the same. Well, okay, let's go up this rather high cliff area. It climbs quicker than you think. Here we go. That's a good thing I got flat feet, because that way I get all the traction of the foot, not just 2 points. All right, we're almost there. I don't see any wise men sitting out there in front of that supposedly cave, but if so, I'll ask them, what the heck's life all about, huh? Well, I made it up here to the pinnacle. I think this is what they call a conglomerate type of rock outcropping. It's a little bit of a scramble up the rock here. It's pretty rough, but got a good pair of shoes on, you can do it. Good balance. So let me show you the sights from up here. That is looking back to the upper campsite I've been for the past 2 days. And if you look closely, you can see all the horse trails that cross and intertwine with each other that you have to find the connections to come up here. And that's the valley where the dirt road is. You come up to, there's a little area to turn off for camping there. And you can see some of the other cars, vehicles scattered through the woods that are offshoots from the main dirt road up here. And then we come into the view of the valley and the Teton Range. Just take a while and soak it in. And far, far down below is the main highway linking Jackson Hole through the Teton National Park, connecting on to Yellowstone, farther north. This is beautiful territory. Well, I'm going to look around and see if there's a safe way getting up to that little hermit's cave, at least what appears to be, with the shadows playing tricks on your eyes. But it's like a nasty drop off any side of this little pinnacle here I'm on. And this conglomerate rock is like being scraped with a really rough sandpaper grade. So you certainly don't want to slip on this stuff. It will tear you up. That's just the view of going down where I came up. So it's going to be interesting. Cautiously and carefully. And then you just drop off into the forest here. And if I go over here, hanging onto the rocks real hard, you just go, ah, and you're over there. I'll have to go back down there, follow that trail back up to where the dogs are. So, okay, this is not a very stable ground here. Lumpy, bumpy, kind of tricky to keep your balance on. But beautiful view, beautiful view. Hope you enjoy this. Tomorrow we leave, and I'm really not sure exactly where we're going to end up, but that's part of the adventure. I'm thinking of maybe looking for one-night stays, come as you are, first come first serve sites in Yellowstone they have, or maybe just shoot outside the park to other BLM lands and then stay there a couple days and continue on to my destination in Montana. So can't beat the weather. Of course, this is all part of the year-long, multi-year-long drought we're having in the western United States. So, okay, onward. Well, I made it up to what I thought was a cave or overhanging with a little flat plateau, but the morning sun casting shadows pulled a real doozy on me. This is just a little finger sticking out with a drop off on the other edge behind me. And this cave is nothing but a slight scoop of rock that's fallen out. So I'll be careful going down. As long as you stay on this really hard gravelly rock, it's okay, but it's got a lot of really fine gravel. It's almost like trying to walk on a million tiny ball bearings. And you have to really be sure you're footing, because down on either side here, it would not be a pleasant experience. So, okay, let me show you another picture of where we're heading back to the campsite. Okay, we're going down this trail, down there, hook onto that horse trail, over there, down the ravine, up the other side to those power poles, and follow the trail back up there to where the campsite is and the girls in the AC powered RV. So back we go, but this is a beautiful territory here. This reminds me of living in Montana, Aspen, especially with all the aspen groves. Yep, I love this kind of country. Take this over the city and the insanity of that anytime. Okay, let's get back to the girls, all right? Hope you guys enjoyed this little short hike today. This place reminds me of when I was living and working in Aspen, Colorado, mid-80s, hiking up in the Maroon Bells and up in the ghost town of Ashcroft and in the valleys leading up to Independence Pass. Some places I travel through just bring back such wonderful memories of when I was much younger, in a more civil world, happier world. I hope one day before I pass we get back to that point, but I'm not holding my breath. Well, I got my two girls laying side by side on their mat next to me here, like good sisters, just enjoying the campsite view now that most everyone is cleared out, gone on to travels. And they are just happy sitting here with me, watching the birds and the wind tickle the trees. It's our last day here. Kicked back, relaxed. 5 days in the Tetons. Beautiful. So tomorrow we head up and into Yellowstone to do a little exploring, and where we'll end up tomorrow night depends on where the wind blows us. Right, girls? Yeah, they're watchful. They protect me. Okay. Kate is thoroughly enjoying this trip. Just sacked out, enjoying the warm breeze, the comfortable ground, and just really relaxing. She's got the idea. Play hard and sleep hard. And then we have Sara here, who now has the full use of the little carpet, and she is ever watchful for anything that moves anywhere. So I'm well protected on both flanks. I can just sit here and enjoy the view and the warm mountain breeze. Enjoy the view and the warm mountain breeze. As we enjoy our last sunset over the Teton Range, we wonder where our journey might take us tomorrow, and what beautiful sights we have yet to see in these mountains.